There's no other way around it. You guys haven't paid. The judge has issued commitments, so we have to pick her up. We have to take her in.
Okay. I'm telling you guys, I don't want to investigate in the investigation of anything. Nothing. I'm not going to say anything further about any questions that you ask. And, you know, that's that.
Okay.
All right. I'm now asking you guys to leave the property. This is private property.
We're going to continue to further our warrant investigation at this point, okay, sir?
Further your investigation. So you're going to break. You're going to your warrant investigation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Because I don't believe it. So,
Good
have
for
a good
you.
day, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I just asked you to leave the property, sir.
Okay.
You're just going to directly disobey that you're trespassing on private property, the posted private property.
We have a warrant for her arrest.
Do you have can I see the warrant? You're just telling me there's a warrant.
Which one do you want to see?
I'd like to see them all if there's multiples.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to hand them to you.
Okay, I believe that, I'm sorry, are you a smoker?
No, it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you? All right.
So, right here, as you can see, it was issued on the 8th to the Greene County Sheriff, which will be our department.
Right.
On the back of each one, there's going to be a commitment
Okay,
for Coco. And the commitment sentence penalty, which means that she obviously didn't appeal whatever she was found guilty of, which it looks like here, it's grass weeds to be maintained at height, not exceed
yeah,
6.
I know that she's in the process of filing, like creating paperwork, because there's a lot of detailed things that I know I wasn't aware of during all this that I've become aware of, and it's taken lots of time to.
Yeah, well, from what I gathered from the judge, she didn't put the paperwork in the appropriate amount of time. So her commitment date actually started on the 7th, which would have been Monday.
So,
And then her commitment date doesn't end until July 6th. So she has a pretty hefty jail sentence to sit.
Yeah, that's 90 days.
Yeah.
Right. But she has to be given an opportunity to cure, and I'm pretty sure that at the hearing when she was arrested previously that she informed him, like, we just got this vehicle yesterday, we haven't had a way to get anywhere.
I got you.
So I didn't know that. But like what I want to bring up is that federally you have to be served with an arrest warrant, which is a search warrant of the property to see somebody with that arrest warrant from their private property.
No, there's two. There's an arrest warrant and a bench warrant.
Right,
So the judge issued
right.
bench warrants.
But there's search warrants.
Yeah, we could go apply for a search warrant and then search your property.
Which is what you would need to, like, lawfully enter the property and take her, correct?
Yeah, if I was going to go in there and search your house.
Right. Right, and I don't want to do that. I just want to do this properly and, you know, by all the standards.
That's why I try to tell you, if she's in there, just tell her to come out and then she'll see the judge.
But then what? You're going to take him. And
well, yeah, I have to. I legally have to.
Right. If she's in your presence, you can get her in custody.
Well, if she's legally in the house and I go get a search warrant and I arrest her, then I'm still going to take her.
I understand that, and I'm not trying to make things harder on you. It's just
I'm not saying that you are.
Like, there's paperwork that's ready to be filed, right?
My issue with that, man, is we work for the judges and the courts. The judge has issued numerous warrants for her arrest, totaling 1.
But can I think it's 13 or 14, yeah, before, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No,
but
go ahead, I'm just counting.
What I wanted to say was that these warrants being issued, we've gotten notice that there was a threat of them being issued. I think that she would have put in the injunction and TRO request immediately.
Well, I believe it was explained to her whenever she was found guilty of this that she had an appeal date. She didn't meet the appeal date. At that point, she either had to pay, which she didn't, and as I believe she is unable to pay. Mm-hmm. So the judge then issued these commitments, and she was supposed to turn herself in. What does the commitment
mean? I'm sorry.
Commitment to the Greene County Jail.
Okay.
On each different case. So the first one.
How is that different than an arrest warrant or arrest warrants? I understand the bench is from the bench, but
okay, yeah. So an arrest warrant would be, let's say that she was just issued these. Like, Mark
Office.
Gordon came here and he's saying that he's alleging this, which she's
Right.
not convicted of. But
Right, which-
he's saying the grass and weeds weren't maintained. He would go to the judge, he would file it in front of the judge. The judge would then send you guys paperwork saying,
Right.
hey, you need to come here. There's a hearing on this date at this time. You don't
Which-
show
which-
up. So
right.
then that would be whenever he issues an arrest warrant to a constable. The
Right.
constable would come
yeah,
out,
I'm not talking to him. He's
take her up to his office, or on an arrest warrant at the magistrate level with summaries, you can get a plea. She could plead, yes, I'm saying I'm guilty, no, I'm not. He would then take that back to the judge.
right.
And then
Right.
that would be,
Yeah, this is major news around here.
then the judge would go from there. But now, since she has been found guilty and she failed to appear, it is now a bench warrant. And like I said, we're not down here trying to
Go. Sheriff's Office.
obviously have everyone and their cousin.
Oh
on
yeah,
their
I mean
porches.
it's been like that since the first day.
Well, I mean,
but
look, man.
this is where I'm at with things, man. I don't know where she is right now. I can't tell you where she is. I don't know where she's at or going to be back. What I can tell you is that we are doing what we need to do in order to handle this all properly. Now, again, had I and she known that on this day, or what was it, yesterday you said?
Monday is when
Monday. That
she
on
was
that
supposed to turn
day,
herself in.
that she was, that she was going to be issued warrants, then there would have been a motion for injunction relief and TROs put in, so that we can have time in handling the paper.
I have no oversight of that. I don't have anything to do with it.
Well, this is what I'm saying, is that if you want to go back and get the search warrant and come back for her and knock and come in and, look around for her, that, you can do that, and it's, I think that's the proper way to do things. But at the end of the day, this isn't something that she is trying to avoid or she's sticking her head in the sand about. It's her first instance with any kind of law and
I'm
anything
not saying that. I'm not saying anything
beyond what the
different.
paperwork says.
I'm
I
not
understand.
saying that she's a bad person for this,
I didn't say that either.
but we have a job to do at the end of the day.
Right, I
And
understand
I would
that.
say that if we go and get a search warrant and she is in there, then that would be me disagreeing with you, saying obviously it's something that she doesn't want to do with, because.
No, she doesn't want to be
it's,
taken to jail. I think that's number
And I
one.
understand that, but
As something as far as like dealing with it, it's
I
been
can
her
understand not wanting
focus
to go to
and
jail.
from night to dusk till dawn
And I get that.
for how long now since that day that she was arrested. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that it's gonna be handled. I don't want you guys to misunderstand what is happening here.
No, I'm pretty sure I have a clear understanding of it.
Yeah, I mean, you believe that she's here and that I'm lying to you is what you said. And this guy's shaking his head because he's an arrogant fuck.
I would believe that she's inside. Now, if it's because
But
she
you have
doesn't
no
wanna go
reason to
jail-
believe that, though.
Well, I mean, my belief would be you said that she left about an hour ago. He's
Right.
been here for an hour and a half, and she never came out of his house.
He hasn't been here.
Yeah, he's been sitting on your house for about.
Well,
an
he
hour.
might have been parked down the road looking at the house, but that doesn't mean he's here seeing everything that happens here.
Oh, well,
Buddy, my truck is right there.
I don't.
All right. What? I mean, that means if somebody left from the front door or came to the front door, you would see that
No, you
happening.
can see it there.
I can see the back door.
Okay, that's.
I mean, you can walk right there, and you can even look for yourself. And I'm not, like I
I
said,
believe-
I
but
understand that she
the-
doesn't want to go to jail. I get that. But at this point, you're past the statute of time to go and file for the appeal.
Well,
Or
I'm
the
sure
judge.
that there's motions that can handle that side of
Well, then
things.
she's going to have to get an attorney and go through it that
And
way.
she's acting as her own attorney, and I think
Or
been
she can
doing
do
a
that.
thorough job. It's just that there's been so much
Well, I mean,
pressure of.
I don't think that it's thorough to get 14
No, I
years.
was just going to say, well, 13 of them were filed in one day for the same charge.
That part I don't know.
Yeah.
You mean when they were filed?
They were all filed in one day for the same charge. Which, I mean, I'm not going to get into opinion on that, but that's.
I mean, that's like I said, I'm not the one that.
No, of course, right, of course. But that in and of itself is fucking ridiculous in my mind.
Like I said, man,
Coco,
if she's in there, it's better off to just have her come out there.
Warrant for your arrest. Please step out.
I mean, I can go outside or go inside and have a private conversation with her and call